Hello and welcome to the inside of a BMW 1 Series. This is the brand new one with a slightly odd face, although the only people who don't seem to like it are car journalists. Everyone else seems to love it. And so, here we go. Here's our review. Here are many things that you probably want to know about this car. Right, let's kick off with the pricing. The BMW 1 Series range starts at 486,000 Rand as of March 2020. This model that I'm in, the 118 M Sport, is 519. And right now, you can only choose from a 118 or a 135. That's it, front wheel drive or X-drive. You can't buy a rear wheel drive 1 Series. And so it's really interesting because BMW is famous for its straight six motors, which were always around about the 3-liter mark, and in here I've got a 1.5 liter 3-cylinder motor, so they just kind of chopped one in half. It's also the motor that you find inside the modern Minis, and it'll go into the new 2 Series as well. So what is it like to drive 3 cylinders, in a Beamer, front wheel drive? Woo! Yes, sis, the world has changed. I'm very pleasantly surprised by what this 1 Series looks like. I can't really get used to its face, although that's probably just me. Everyone else seems to love it. But from the rear, it looks fantastic. It does look quite a bit like the A-Class, but I'm not going to hold that against it. But I think it's turned out really well, because when I first saw it in pictures, I thought it was absolutely hideous. But don't be fooled by this particular unit's good looks. It is the M Sport version, which costs about 35,000 Rand more than the base model 1 Series. But I totally think it's worth it. In terms of performance, the 1.5 turbo in here is outgunned by both the engine in the Mercedes A-Class, the 1.3 litre 4-cylinder, and the 1.4 litre 4-cylinder in the Audi A3. So it is a little bit underpowered, which is a bit strange for a BMW, but to be honest, the drivetrain here really makes up for it. Very smooth. It's got a 7-speed automated dual clutch gearbox, and the whole package just really works together. It's a very nice car to drive, especially in day-to-day traffic situations. But if you do get a chance to get out to some twisties, this chassis is just superb. It really, really is. Very stiff, deals with road imperfections really, really well. And of course, that's down to the suspension. And BMW has just always been really good, probably one of the best manufacturers, if not the best, at getting a compromise between a comfortable ride and sporty handling. They just nail it. They absolutely nail it. I mean, right now I'm on a beautiful road in Constantia. Oh, squirrel! Squirrel! Ah! Suicidal squirrel. Oh my God, if I killed a squirrel, I couldn't live with myself. I wouldn't sleep at night. Jeez, like the hazards of my job. Allow me to give you a tour of the interior of the new BMW 1 Series. Luckily, you don't have to have Barocca orange seats. You can probably change that if you like. But the rest of the interior, I'm actually finding quite impressive. I mean, all BMW interiors look the same, but I think the build quality here is a bit more impressive than that in the Mercedes A-Class. Even though the Mercedes A-Class has an incredibly impressive looking interior, this one feels a bit better put together and the materials feel a bit higher quality. There are a few things missing which you'd have to pay extra for. For instance, the seats are manual. That's a little bit of a faff. And the Harman Kardon sound system in here is really good, but of course, that's an optional extra. But what I've really come to appreciate about BMWs, and everyone absolutely pilloried them for this when they introduced it in the 7 Series a good few years ago, but the iDrive system has come a long way. I really, really like it. And of course, it's got all of your media connectivity as well. You can draw on this little pad here if you want to input your addresses, nav included as well. It's a really comprehensive system and very, very easy to use. The shortcut buttons work particularly well. A nice touch is the design of the wireless charging pad. So you got to shove your phone in there and it kind of hooks in, which is pretty smart. But because I have a Huawei and they don't believe in this technology, that's not working. Someone bring me an iPhone? Thank you. Nice, there we go. A feature in quite a few modern cars now is a talking assistant, kind of a Siri or a Google Assistant, for instance. And what's quite interesting about this one is you can have stored relationships. So for instance, if your grandmother uses your car, she can have a relationship with the assistant, or your brother can have a relationship with your assistant, which sounds a bit like a rom-com. But let's try the BMW connected services, BMW Assistance, concierge services. Let's give them a call.
Welcome to BMW Connected Drive. My name is Charlotte. How may I help you?
Hello Charlotte, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm okay. Charlotte, you don't sound very South African. Where are you?
I'm actually British.
And where are you based? Where am I talking to you right now?
Barcelona.
Okay, so I'm sitting in a park in Cape Town. I've just called a call center in Barcelona.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so then can you help me find a nice Italian restaurant in the CBD of Cape Town?
Okay, so the distance from your current position is approximately 13.5 kilometers. Okay, so now I'm going to send this to you as a final destination, and so that will appear as directions on your GPS, but you'll also have it in your message inbox, okay?
Thank you.
So that's on the way to you, sir, and that's a La Frasca Restaurant and Pizzeria.
Perfect.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that's perfect.
Okay, have a good day. Thank you for using BMW Connected Drive. I hope your pizza is as delicious as we hope it will be.
Thanks, Charlotte. Lovely. Thanks for your help.
You're very welcome, sir. Have a good day. Goodbye now.
Ciao. So Charlotte has kindly sent me the destination, accept as destination, and she's gone now. Bye, Charlotte. And now my car is navigating to La Frasca Restaurant in Gardens in Cape Town. That was so cool. I mean, that's been available for a few years, but come on, that was awesome. Charlotte in Barcelona just sent me directions to an Italian restaurant in Cape Town. This is the future. That was so much more fun than Googling. Sure, it's a front-wheel drive hatchback now. Everyone's sad about that. But the handling here is superb. Really is. I mean, you're not going to get, slidey action out of it. But again, you've bought a 118. You don't want to be sliding around. Let's be realistic here. Must hand it to BMW though as well. Their modern engines are super efficient. I mean, they called that whole program efficient dynamics, which is a bit of a... But I mean, it is true. It's still a dynamic car and it's efficient. I mean, it's a very accurate name, if I'm honest. Average fuel consumption for this engine is very good. They quote 5.9 litres to the 100, although that figure sounds a bit convenient, if I'm honest. Welcome to the boot scene of this review. I would like to take you over the, what do you call it in your country? Trunk, maybe? Electric tailgate on this particular test unit. You do have to pay extra for that though. Now on paper, Audi A3, Mercedes A-Class, new BMW 1 Series pretty much have the same boot size, 370 to 380 litres. But the BMW runs on run flats, and so you don't have a spare wheel, and so below the boot floor you have a massive amount of load space, and you can take this boot floor out and leave it at home. And then if you remove the parcel shelf, which I actually practiced this time, then it will allow me to talk about the rear seat flexibility. As you'll notice, it folds in 3 parts. It's called a 40-20-40 split, and that means it's very, very practical indeed. The release is over here for that one. This one's a little bit of a faff, but anyway, down it goes, and the release is over there for the left seat, and then you have a completely flat load area. If you took the boot floor out, you'd have a bit of a step in your load area, but look at that. I mean, that's huge. You could probably move house with this car if you had a small house. One more thing about the rear seats that I want to show you is how the seat belt does not interfere with the rear bench latches. The way it's been designed is that it's completely separate, and this is such a bugbear of mine when it comes to most SUVs and hatches these days. So you've released the seat, and then what happens in most cars is the seat belt then moves over onto the latch, and when you try to put the seat back up, it just doesn't work. So if you're in the boot, you have to walk around, move the seat belt out of the way, and then rear latch your seat. But BMW have been so smart about it, and it's completely separate. Yo, this is some good consumer advice here. I'm getting much better at my job. Personally, I do like the look of the A3 Sportback, but I love the look of the A-Class. But I don't think either of those cars are as fun to drive or ride as well as this BMW. This is the most comfortable, probably the best ride you're gonna get out of the three. Oh, this is tough. This is really tough. It would be between this and the A-Class for me. I'm sorry I can't give you an answer. It's that close for me. But you know what I think though? I think you're either a BMW or you're a Merc person. It's as simple as that. I don't think many people jump from brand to brand. And so you're probably gonna go with your heart on this one. And that's not a bad thing, because as two products from a consumer point of view, there's not much between them here. I think all my colleagues will agree with me. I really do.
Did you know that we also sell really awesome car-themed merchandise? Check out our range of custom t-shirts and prints at our online store now. Simply click on the square box on your screen and we'll take you there, or the link is in the description below. Thanks for watching.